Hey, what is up, everybody? It's your weekly Thursday afternoon Sandy Check podcast. I'm your co-host, Big Iron. My fellow co-host, BombertKaboom.
Yeah.
Indeed. Um, So today we are finishing our review series, at least for this. Would you like to call it a trilogy? It's not really connected to each
Not
other.
really, but it's like the only three Power Rangers live official Power Rangers movies that was released in theaters.
Oh yeah, but it's like, so we're finishing this. We first did the first one, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and then we did Turbo, quote unquote, a Power Rangers movie, and that made me want to um stick a fork in an electric outlet, and now we are doing just Power Rangers, the 2017 movie.
This was a good palate cleanser after the last movie.
Yeah, it really was. So yeah. Um let's get right to it. So this movie, um do you just want to say like the basic plot of it, like the basic plot of
Okay.
this movie?
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Um millions of years ago. Okay, sorry. Millions of years ago, we have the Power Rangers. They were killed off. Zordon, the original Red Ranger, fighting off the Green Ranger, Rita Repulsa, and a meteor happens, and that's about it for that prelude. We 5 kids, teenagers with attitude, actual attitude,
Real attitude this time.
fine. Uh, Somehow came across with each other at a um, at an old gold mine where they found the power crystals or the power coins, and spontaneously became chosen to become the Power Rangers. Now they have at least 11 days to defeat the new threat, Rita Repulsa, as mentioned, who is trying to collect all the gold she can so she can build her minion Goldar. And that's about it. That's all I can say.
That's pretty much it.
That's
I
pretty
mean,
much it.
that's the basics. All right, so let's break down what makes this movie so different than the last two. So the last two movies were very much, especially Turbo, was they were kind of like big uh movie length episodes of the show, you know? So it keeps with the tone of the show. This movie, on the other hand, it is a complete and utter reboot, update, reimagine, whatever you want to say, of at least the pilot episode of the first season. And there are changes. Um, just like Kaboom said, the teenagers have attitude this time.
Actual attitude.
Like for real attitude. They're not like perfect people and such. These are actual teenagers who have issues and
Misfits.
yeah, they're actual misfits.
Jason especially is a goddamn misfit.
Jason is probably the most well developed of the whole group, besides Kimberly. But we'll get to her.
Yeah, we'll get to each of them.
Yeah. So the people that are playing the people in there is playing Jason Scott is Darcy Montgomery, who now he's more famous now as
Billy.
Billy from Stranger Things.
You'd be like, who? Like, I'm like, well, I'm rewatching. I'm like, who's that sexy motherfucker over there?
Who's that piece of shit over there? anyway.
I'm like, who's that piece of ass? Right? Oh, I know him.
Yes.
Damn, around when he shows up, like everyone was goddamn thirsting over him.
I
The
know.
fucking characters.
The
Anyway,
thirst was real. Get the spray bottle. Then you have Kimberly Hart is our Pink Ranger. Is played by
Naomi.
Naomi. Thank you, Naomi Scott. I don't know what else she's played. It says that
She was Princess Jasmine from the Aladdin remake.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, the more you know. Billy Cranston, the Blue Ranger, is played by R.J. Seiler, who before this he played in a movie called Me and Earl and the Dying Girl, and then recently has also played in a movie called The Harder They Fall and Emergency. And he's a cool guy.
He was also he was a recurring role for Swamp Thing.
Yes, that is true. Just so you know, yes, Billy's character was changed a little. He's probably the character that has been changed the most, but in a good way.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. Then you have Becky G playing as Trini Kwan. She's the Yellow Ranger.
Yeah, she was a YouTuber that landed a acting role.
Yeah, good for her.
And she's also she's mostly for her music too.
Which is honestly, yeah, good for her for getting this role for her.
Yeah, she was also was playing an acting role, not since then. But
She's been more focusing on music and
mostly
stuff.
on music, which hey, not bad.
And then you have Lundy Lin, who's playing Zach Taylor, the Black Ranger.
He plays Liu Kang in the Mortal Kombat reboot.
Oh yeah, he does. He's awesome. Like he's probably the best part of that crappy movie. Like he gets Liu Kang down to a T. So good for him for stepping up in the world. And then of course you have Bill Hader as Alpha 5, which is insane. We don't have to talk about what Bill Hader's has been. I mean, come on.
He now around that time he was also voicing BB-8 from Star Wars. Yeah, he did the voice for that.
So he's just in a shit ton of stuff. He's a really amazing actor and comedian. So there you go. And then you have Bryan Cranston as Zordon. The funny thing is, Bryan Cranston got his start in like Hollywood as a voice actor doing Power Rangers. Yeah, like one of his first roles that he did.
Yeah, he voiced a couple. Oh, sorry. I was going to say, yeah, he voiced a couple of villains. He also kind of, I think he acted as some of them too.
He might have. I'm not too sure. I also know he did a lot of anime voice acting, so he has a lot of respect for that industry and such. I just find it funny that he just got started with that.
And now he's playing Zordon, and so
he's playing Zordon.
It's kind of a full circle thing. Even Billy Cranston's last name was named after Bryan Cranston. That's a fact, by the way.
That's fact, and you can't really dissuade that. And then you have the villain of the piece, which is Rita Repulsa, played by Elizabeth Banks. I have opinions about this character. They're not terrible opinions. It's just we'll get to that. She plays a certain type of character, we'll just say for now. But yeah, that's kind of the main cast. Also Jason David Frank and Amy Jo Johnson, the two of the original cast members of the original TV show do make cameo appearances in the
Yeah.
movie near the end. But pretty much, so yeah, that's the cast, and I guess we'll go into. I know we usually have a good, the bad, and the ugly, but it's kind of like cliff notes of what we think of the movie and such. So, Kaboom, just tell me what exactly you liked and what you didn't like about this movie.
I liked how we actually got teenagers with attitude. We actually got personality, other than like, the run of the mill.
I'm
Say,
the best at what I do.
yeah,
I'm a
or
goody two shoes.
or the like. It doesn't feel like a. I'm going to say this, but it doesn't feel like a Saved by the Bell shtick.
No, it's true. It's true.
It feels like Saved by the Bell with people in morph suits and shit like that.
Boy
But
Meets World with Boy Meets World with rubber monsters.
yeah, like, again, no disrespect. I love the fucking series. It's just, what do you think about it at the time?
Oh yeah, no, and that was what they were going for.
Yeah. But anyway, I actually how we actually got more in depth with these characters too.
Yes.
We actually like Jason isn't like isn't like a lunkhead, but he's actually like an actual developed character.
He's got emotional development.
I mean, he went from a football superstar to like he fucked up for senior as a senior prank, and now he has to do detention, and it kind of turns into a breakfast club with the others. That's how they all met.
Yeah, it's pretty much, this movie takes a lot from the Breakfast Club, in the best way possible. I've often said that this movie is the Breakfast Club, but with superheroes. So, and he really develops into like the lead, like the heroic leader kind of archetype he needs to be and such. But it's not an easy path he has to go through the movie. So.
No. And Kimberly, we all know that Kimberly was the cheerleader and all that, but she's like also like she's also was a bully.
Yeah.
She was part of a bullying incident, and yeah, and how she like is kind of like, she obviously regrets the choice damage she made, and it's kind of affecting how the team kind of works because of her emotions and such.
Yeah.
And then Billy Cranston, sorry, fly. Billy Cranston, like in this one, like we got like the very first and you can quote me on this one, because they say in whatever, we got like the very first superhero in a superhero movie. This is classified as a superhero movie with autism. The autism representation is so fucking good.
It's on point, pretty
like
sure.
it's not Smiling Jack
or the Predator, which is like negative positive portrayal of autism.
or I was gonna say Lawnmower Man, but
yeah, that works too.
but it's, yeah, but like he actually you actually kind of see the tics, and I kind of identify with that because I kind of have a cute autism too, and so he I can see the tics, I can see how he works things, and he's not really that aware of his surroundings and doesn't get social cues and jokes. I'm like, oh my god, holy shit,
Feels so
finally
seen. You feel seen. But it's like I identify him as well because I have high functioning autism as well, and he what I like most about him is it doesn't the team doesn't make fun of him for his his little quirks and such. They still care about him, and in fact he's kind of the heart of the team.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that with him.
Yeah.
Trini is like, is the new girl having difficulty relating to her family, and as well as struggling to make friends. And we also got another representation, first time representation in this movie too. This is on screen, by the way, from Billy and Trini. We have the first queer superhero on screen in theatrical release
Before Marvel.
before Marvel. They got first, Marvel. You can't claim that shit.
Well, the thing is, she is indeed the first one. They just don't dive too much into it.
No,
and,
they don't.
And that's okay. I mean,
That's okay. They don't have to make it the big deal like sometimes Disney does.
you mean Eternals? You can just say Eternals.
I was gonna say Eternals as well as Onward.
Oof. That wasn't even good representation from Onward.
8 fucking seconds.
8 seconds. The joke is the minimum representation of a minority group. We call it the Cyclops lady.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Cyclops
So
lady,
that
the Cyclops lady from Onward, because she got over. Anyway,
Yeah, and then she got cut because a certain country doesn't like that kind of stuff. So anyway, we got those characters.
We got Zach. Zach was kind of Zach and Billy got flip flopped, but that's not a bad thing and all that. Wow,
No,
it's not a bad thing. Obviously, not a bad thing. It's kind of it kind of makes they kind of make a joke out of it with
I know.
They make a joke out of it because, back in the day, the original Power Rangers, you had the Yellow Ranger being an Asian woman, you have the Black Ranger as a black guy, and then you have the girl.
Everybody made that joke.
And the girl as the Pink Ranger. Look up Zordon is racist video.
Zordon is racist. It's amazing.
From College Humor. It points that shit out.
In the most accurate way.
But anyway,
possible.
Zach himself, he kind of surprised me because Zach in the original show was kind of like this cool guy. The cool guy with the martial arts and all that. This guy is fucking off the chain.
He's just an asshole.
He's like, yeah, let's do it.
Let's fucking do it. It's like, it's funny. He is so much more aggressive than than the Zach from the original show, because I watched the original show a while ago, a long while ago. Zach was kind of like the Billy of the group,
yeah,
where he was like the heart of the team. Like he was always the one that they always went to when they had problems and all that, because he's the one he's more into his feelings and such. This Zach, on the other hand, is just aggro.
He's
all the time.
Aggro, just fucking off balls to the wall. Woo, let's do it. Just jumps first.
Yeah,
he's the wild
hilarious. Card. Yeah, he is. He also has his mother is sick, so he does mention in the movie that he is afraid one day that he's going to find his mom dead when he comes home. There's kind of that. And,
which, I was going to say, relatable, because I also have a mom who's also kind of sick, but she's doing better.
Yes. It's just, this movie is so relatable, with the cast. I think that is the strongest thing with this movie is the actual Rangers themselves, because we'll get with the other stuff that's not very strong with this movie, because there is we're not giving this movie a salacious blowjob.
Well, I mean, we also got Bill Hader as Alpha.
Yo,
it is a lot more
weird.
It's so weird how he's designed too, because he's got a gut.
He's got a beer gut. He's got a little man beer gut.
He's got a gut, and his design is really, really alien.
He is alien to the extreme. We'll get to the designs of this movie.
And then Bryan Cranston,
questionable stuff.
Bryan Cranston as Zordon,
perfect,
honestly. Yeah. Like, even like we remember how, like, you know, Zordon was, he was basically this guy in a head in a jar, and who basically was a hollow projection. But this one, he actually since they used the technology to have his face like from this movable wall, he can actually kind of pop his head out and move around. And how like Cranston actually, from what I've heard, they actually had like, he had little miniatures of the Rangers themselves, so he can look down on. So and then they just move, they move them. So they puppeteer the movement, and so that's how he's moving his head too, because he's actually moving while they're doing it. So I'm like, okay, that's fluid.
It makes sense. And honestly, what I like most about it, it's so alien how he is like cubes and such out of the wall. It reminds me of the Man of Steel. How Krypton's technology is like. It's like that. And it's pretty cool. So, and I also like that this Zordon is completely different from the show's Zordon. Zordon was a nice guy. He from the beginning cared about the Rangers. He always like wanted to make sure they were okay. This Zordon is kind of an ass.
Yeah, he goes like, you're our only hope. Wait, our only hope is these teenagers?
Kids? Yeah, these kids?
But they're so young.
He's like, fuck.
He's like, fuck, you're our only hope. I'm the one who morphs.
Yeah. I just like it that his whole thing, he has like a little bit of a, he has a whole, what's the word I'm looking for? He has kind of like a plot line where he's trying to, he has character development where he's trying to understand these kids and stuff. And also he's wrestling with the fact that he's dead.
Yeah. Because, oh, hi. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
He's wrestling with the fact that he's dead. And he has a vendetta against Rita Repulsa because in this continuity, she was the Green Ranger, and she killed all of his team, all of them, in the prologue, and he wants to come back. Like, you learn that he's only doing this as like a, what's the best way you want to put it? Like as a just in case, if everything goes wrong, because he wants to come back. He wants to be resurrected, and be the Red Ranger again.
Yeah.
And there's character development with that.
Yeah.
We won't get too much into.
Yeah. Eventually he warms up to these kids and he realizes, oh god, these are actually children that need guidance.
They're not soldiers. These are kids.
Like, chimes are different.
Yeah. It's mostly like he has to stop being a general, like a commander, and he has to be a father to these children.
Like how Zordon was. He's basically the father figure of the original show. Even the other Rangers there on 4, he's the mentor.
Yeah. And that's his development, and I really like that, because that's different than what we could have gotten.
I mean, it'd be kind of weird if he just shows up like, hi, Rangers! Oh, you're Power Rangers!
I like you now.
I like you guys. Guess what? You're gonna be fighting these monsters. What? All right, here you go.
Okay, hope you're okay with committing war crimes. Woo!
Hard bitch.
What?
I said, yeah, wild card, bitch.
God.
Anyway, and then we get to the villains. Rita Repulsa. There's 2 villains actually. We got Rita Repulsa, played by Elizabeth Banks,
and Goldar, who's played by Bad CG.
Goldar was actually voiced by I can't pronounce his name. It's Fred
Tuscalior. I guess that's how you say it.
Fuck it. Soldier 76 is Shao Kahn. That's how he voices.
And the Hulk. But yeah, okay. This is the one area where this movie does not do super hot in.
Yeah,
I was not a huge fan of the villains.
yeah. Villains were okay.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they were bad. It's just they weren't as good. Like they weren't developed as much. Rita is apparently a serial killer in this continuity who
You mean,
steals gold from people.
you mean she wasn't in the beginning?
No, she was more so in the original, the OG show. She's more of a witch, you
Yeah,
know.
a
She's more
hag.
like yeah, a hag, like
No, wait,
you
no,
know,
no.
like,
That previous continuity, she was more of a witch, and this
yeah,
continuity, she acts like a hag.
yeah. She's a hag, and well, not only that, she doesn't really use magic as much. Here, she just fucking just will just kill you. Here, she's more of a warrior witch.
Yeah, it's like yeah, we got somebody else who said also wasn't fond of this Rita.
I was not a huge fan. Not a huge fan, but
I
you know what?
I
She
like
was enjoyable.
I like her armor design. I thought that was pretty neat. I mean, kind of reflects back to when she was a Green Ranger. I'd like that.
It was alright. I again, like I said, um it's one of those things like I wouldn't have taken that design, but it's not a bad design, you know? And that's one thing I again, like when we get to things that we don't like about this movie, um, that's the one of the things I'll talk about is the overall aesthetic of the movie. So anyway, uh what I do love about Rita though is I know it's a joke that you and me have talked about is her obsession with the Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, we'll get to that later about that because that's a plot point. That's an actual plot point.
You this movie literally has a plot point that it's about getting to Krispy Kreme.
You'll know. So anyway, we have Goldar. Goldar doesn't really have a he's basically mentioned throughout the movie. He's like she's gonna assemble him, and then she's gonna use him to destroy the world and blah 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 and all that. And then it's just like, and when he actually shows up, he's just like, oh, it's just a giant monster. That's it. Not no silly. Oh yeah, we're gonna get them Power Rangers shit like that. uh So anyway, I guess we'll go to like when how the actual movie starts. It starts with like like I said, millions of years ago with with Zordon facing against Rita and basically hiding the power coins, and a meteor comes down to basically kill them both, hoping to kill Rita. That didn't work. Later on, 65 million later. Then we'll go to the town of Angel Grove, 65 million years later, where Jason Scott is dismissed from the team and placed under house arrest from a senior prank, which led to a car crash while escaping. Where in detention meets the rest of the cast, Breakfast Club style. And then Billy helps deactivate his ankle bracelet. Does like hey, I'll deactivate the ankle bracelet or trick it to where you just gotta go to this old gold mine for me and just help me out and all that. And Jason goes, all right. And that's where they all both kind of met the other Rangers or other soon to be Rangers. And then suddenly Billy becomes a demolition expert and starts blowing shit up.
Yes.
And then causing a chain reaction with the rock, which cause it to
like a big explosion.
A bigger explosion. And that's how they found the power coins.
Power coins, yeah.
I want to say crystals because back then it was crystals or coins back then.
Well, and also another crystal is part of the plot, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. After that, they all wake up realizing they're feeling something. They feel different with their bodies.
It's puberty.
Puberty.
Actually, no, it's superpowers.
The power of the becoming a Power Ranger gave me abs.
Oh God, like Panther or Lightning gave me abs.
It's just like
Lycanthropy gave me abs.
yeah. You can actually kind of see it too. Like Kimberly looks a little buffer, looks a little more toner. So does Train and stuff like that. Billy rips off a door accidentally, and then Jason slips and crushes his sink.
Yeah, and you know they get all these superpowers. It's making them feel weird, and yeah,
Yeah.
and they all group up again.
They group again, go back to the old gold mine. They found the entrance to the ship, Zordon ship. It's not a command, it's a command center, but not like, looks like an observatory.
Yeah, it's not the House of the Book or whatever.
Yeah. This is an actual alien ship.
Mhm.
Where they meet, Alpha and then Zordon afterwards. Zordon goes like, well, you gotta be, times are coming. Rita's back and blah, blah, blah. You gotta become Power Rangers. And that's basically, we get the whole training montage with them.
Gotta do a montage.
Which they have 11 days. 11 days, by the way, to defeat
11 days.
And they have to morph. Basically, they have to, not morb, they have to morph.
I'm going to morb.
It's morbin time.
It's morbin time.
Oh, man. I kind of want to review that movie like later down the road.
Maybe if I'm drunk enough. I hate that movie.
Anyway, what was I? They have the whole train montage with pop music and all that, like the usual. And then we got introduced to the Megazords of what, like, they're like, all right, and Alpha goes, all right, we know you've been busting your asses for about like these amount of days, but here, if you get the morph, you get to drive these things, and they take them over to the Megazords, the dinosaurs, and I'm not gonna lie, some of the designs, some look cool, some look fucking weird.
I don't like any of them. They're bad.
Yeah, I gotta point out like the technology in that movie is so, I guess, really alien. It's so it kind of feels organic, kind of thing.
I think they took it too far.
Yeah,
they should have toned it down a bit, and all the Megazord designs, they look like Transformers, but like Michael Bay Transformers.
They also gotta look like H.R. Geiger like designs too. Yeah, the webbing.
It just doesn't work. I'm sorry. Like if anyone likes it, that's great. I'm just not one of those people.
It's fine. I thought they were okay. The Mastodon looks really fucking weird. Why does it have 6 legs?
Because I don't know. It's the design.
It's like they saw the animals for the first time and they were like, yeah, let's make something out of that.
Exactly.
Let's try to make something out of that. And then they looked at us. I was like, what fucking happened in the what the fuck happened?
I got really drunk. But it's just,
yeah. And then they also have to help find the Zeo Crystal, which is basically the source of their abilities, their morphing, the great power, blah blah blah. The brouhaha,
Power Ranger, the MacGuffin. Yeah, the MacGuffin. It's a literal MacGuffin.
Which in the show it's an actual thing.
Yeah. They got it from the show, so you know what? Points for them for doing that.
I mean, this reboot's like loosely based on the pilot episode of the show.
Yes, is literally based around
loosely based off.
Very loosely.
After that, Billy figures out where the crystal is, and where it is, none other than great old Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, Back and again with the Krispy Kreme.
Again with the Krispy Kreme. It's so insane if you think about it, because this movie had that. Not only is that product placement, but they also it's threefold. It's product placement for one. Two, it's so fucking ridiculous if you really think about it. And then three, there's also I like it that they're um that there
Back
was
and again
actual
with
Krispy
Gap and again with the
Kreme.
Krispy Kreme.
Thanks. There's actual Krispy Kreme donuts that you can get that were Power Ranger themed.
Yeah, it was a product placement. It's shameful. It could be shameful, could be not, could be whatever you want to think. But I think it was pretty cool. Well, like you said, when when I actually got the privilege of eating those Krispy Kreme donuts, they were delicious.
Bastard.
Holy shit!
Bastard.
No, like each of them like are custard, but they're different. Some of them like you can each like I actually asked if I could get one of every flavor, and they said yeah.
Yeah, I think that was really the only product placement in the entire movie, so you know what, that's fine. I just find it funny that they made it a plot point. Just what other movie is it where the fate of the world hangs on a donut shop?
Yeah.
But well, then they go forward after a while.
They actually sat down and they actually built a fire, and they actually really talk about this is where we actually get the actual like character development of all that, because they talk about their feelings and all that. Kimberly kind of like retracts and doesn't want to talk about it, but we also got Trainee, like basically like she's like trying to like she's also kind of like questioning her sexual orientation as well as her difficulty relation with family and having problems with new friends. She's like, I'm just the new girl and all that. I'm always the new girl, and it's kind of really tragic. And then we also got like tragic backstory with Zach with his mom. And I'm like, oh fuck, this is deep.
It's pretty deep, and it's honestly, again, like I said, I think the best parts of this movie is when they focus more on the Rangers, caring about each other and developing with each other.
It basically, well, Billy morphs for the first time when Zach and Jason like got into an argument. Yeah. And basically, like, they're trying to figure out like how to do it, and so they're like, okay, let's actually talk about our feelings with each other. Maybe that'll work, and maybe because we're not like because Billy had a connection with Jason and such.
It's kind of like they need to work as a team for the powers to work.
Yeah, and then they question like, what happens for all this? Are we still friends?
And honestly, that's a question that I think every friend group has had. Pretty much.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Winter, you're talking about Dinotopia.
Yeah. What did she ask? I'm not on Twitch, so.
She says that part reminds me of in the older movie, the Dinosaur Island, all talking together.
Yeah, pretty much. Talk about your feelings.
I think it's Dinotopia you're talking about.
I'm pretty sure it is.
But, no. I think she's talking about the first Power Rangers movie. I'm sorry, I reread that wrong.
Okay.
I read that wrong. Then
how dare you read it wrong?
How dare I dare have a miscommunication? Oh me, I'm not a perfect human being. A benevolent God.
You've been banned. You have been banned. Get the ban hammer. No, but seriously, well, and all this time, Rita has awakened, and she's hunting for two things: gold and the Zeo crystal. And after killing multiple people for gold, robbing a store for gold jewelry and a bunch of other stuff,
she doesn't take it, she consumes it. She eats
consumes it, which is so weird.
Like she's becoming like she's hoarding for herself.
Yeah, I know. She's feeling herself out. But they get to a point um when I think it's Jason, I believe. Um and he confronts Zordon about um what he actually wants to do. And it's mostly like Zordon pretty much says like flat out like I just want to open the morphing grid and restore myself to a physical body.
Yeah, and
A-
basically that's all it's all been about. He goes, and then Jason's like, "Are you fucking for real?"
Are you serious, bro? And Zordon's like just flat out just says, "Yeah, pretty much." He doesn't even lie. He didn't really say anything
Well,
because
I was gonna,
Zordon
oh, go on.
oh, sorry. Okay. Cuz Zordon is thinking like a military commander, you know? He doesn't have to tell everything. He doesn't give out all the information to his troops. He doesn't have to. But this is when he starts to have that character development. Especially after well, there are 2 points in this movie that get really interesting. There's the point where Rita goes to, was it Kimberly's house?
No,
Was it
Trini.
Kimberly or Trini? Okay,
Trini.
Trini. Sorry. Trini's house. She fucking wakes her up, pins her against the wall, and just gives her like an ultimatum pretty much. And tempts her a little bit.
Which I think I think I know why, because she's like one of the weakest links. Well, weaker wills, because again, she doesn't know if she wants to be friends with all that, so she's kind of feeling more withdrawn.
And Rita is obviously going to target the weakest of the group first, because that's probably what she did when she killed her original Ranger team.
It was a moment.
Was there a sexual awakening moment?
I don't know.
I think there was.
I don't know.
What is it with fucking Power Rangers having these awakening moments?
Have you seen the Pink Ranger back then?
I mean, yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to yell, but I'm like, have you seen it?
Damn right. Anyway.
Where was I? Oh, yeah. And then they lure them back down to the docks. Basically, they have them all pinned. They were like, all right, who's it going to be? Like, Rita goes, all right. Basically does Negan. She goes, Edie, meaty, miny, mo. And then Billy goes, Krispy Kreme! It's at the Krispy Kreme!
Yeah, because he sacrifices himself.
He dies. No, for real.
Yeah, they for real kill him. They have a really touching moment where they're playing Stand By Me.
And I'm not gonna lie, I actually was kind of sad.
I teared up a little myself.
Because it's such a fucking powerful moment, because they're all like, this is like, Billy was the heart, like you said, and and this was like, oh god, this is what brings them all together. For one, Billy's death.
And
then where they took Billy's body back to the ship, and Zordon asked Zordon to resurrect them, and Jason has a moment where he goes like, I would give my fucking life. It would have been me instead of Billy. And then that's where they actually start to unlock the morphing grid and morph for the first time.
Yeah.
And then you think that was been Zordon's chance to, come back. But no, he chooses to resurrect Billy instead. He goes, it's fine. My time is done.
Yeah, it's your time to be Power Rangers. My time is over.
Your time is here. Your time is now.
It's like, that's actually really good character development for Zordon. Like,
and we close on that. We close on that.
Yeah.
And then we get to like later when they actually finally war for the first time. And hold on, they got more for the first time, and we actually got to see the suits. I
Not
don't.
a huge fan. Not
I,
a huge fan, but continue.
I was gonna say I don't mind the look of the suits. I wish they had gloves instead of like whatever the fuck that thing are.
I don't know, but I will. That will be something I will talk about in my in the after part of this. So they morph for the first time and they fight the putties.
They fight the putties. We get a cool thing from the trailer where they're all kind of walking up the stairs. It looks pretty sweet. The music swells up.
Pretty cool.
And then they actually get to when they actually got to the Megazords themselves. That's where we got our Go Power Rangers moment right there. I was like, yeah! How's that? You and me were like in the theater going, yeah!
And then they don't play it ever again
afterwards.
Yeah. They're like, here you go. They just throw it down like on the floor. Here you go. You got it. Oh, shut up. Quit bitching. And then there's the final fight between Goldar and Rita with the Zords. Yeah. This is not the strongest part of the movie.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The Megazord himself looks kind of.
It looks like shit.
Yeah, it doesn't look great.
It's okay. I'm being critical. I'm not being negative about it. It just.
Are you sure? I don't know, man. Gun to your head. Gun to your head. Are you sure, man? Are you sure?
Are you sure? No, listen. I can still like a movie and still be very critical of it. Like I said, I was not going to give this movie a sloppy blowjob of a review. So, but yeah, like they have a fight with Goldar. Goldar looks fucking awful.
Yeah, again, he doesn't look like a lion faced. Ooh yeah, Power Rangers.
Sounds like Macho Man. No,
or sometimes Kuwabara.
He sounds like Kuwabara. He's instead a giant gold goo monster.
Yeah, and the putties don't look that great either.
No, the putties are all right.
I mean, they're like stone. Yeah. They're like stone golems.
They're like the stone soldiers from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Though there is one funny part. There are two things I like about that scene, or that sequence. One is Jason saving his dad while he's morphed and such. That was pretty cool. We get a cool moment where he almost recognizes him for a second. And then the funny part is there's a Camaro that gets blown up. And they're like, oh, sorry, Bumblebee.
Yeah, I like it when they actually combine themselves, the Megazord, into the actual Megazord.
Yes.
And I like the moment after that. They're like, yeah, we combined. How do we move?
What do we do?
Like, how do we move? Like, now what?
I
like Billy and Zach's commentary. He's like, I'm a leg. Oh, you're a leg too.
So dumb.
It's just like, yeah, that's how I kind of would.
Pretty much, I would do the same.
Like, here's the arm. Wait, who's the head?
So they have a fight. They beat Goldar. They battle and destroy Goldar. Rita makes another offer. Or sorry. Rita refuses to surrender to Jason's offer to surrender, and tells them that there's going to be more coming for the Zeo Crystal. She tries to attack the Megazord, and she gets bitch slapped.
She gets slapped, and they're like, well, it was also kind of like a funny. It was kind of a callback because Jason slaps a bully, and then he goes, "Did you just slap me?" Yeah, I know. Weird, right?
It's such a nice callback.
Yeah, and then he just slaps. Then when he slaps her with the Megazord, and they're like, "Did you just slap her?" Yeah, I did. Weird.
And she gets sent flying into space, which is just hilarious.
And
It's such a weird visual.
we also get we get everyone just like we got like yeah we got the Power Rangers and they're praised like superheroes like all like like every MCU. They're like
Yep.
yeah and then
It's the Avengers.
and then Jason David Frank and Amy Jo Johnson have their cameo in the crowd. Hi.
If only they could have said something like, those kids will be okay, or something like that.
Yeah. And then we get like the end credits scene with Tommy Oliver, not showing his actual face, but he just has like
the green jacket.
the green jacket on the desk, and that was it. Yeah, it was cute to see those two.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I mean, it's a decent movie. All right, it's that time once again, Kaboom. It's the good, the bad, and the downright ugly.
All right.
So,
for me,
I'll go.
Go. You go first.
I'm gonna go first this time.
Okay.
So here we go. The good. The actual Rangers themselves are pitch perfect. They are awesome. I love the casting. I love the writing of them. They truly hold up this movie completely. I like Zordon a lot. I think his characterization was really awesome. I think what little action that we got, mostly when they were morphed and such, and they were fighting the putties, was pretty cool. I wish they had a little bit more of that, but I'll get to that. And then the soundtrack for this movie is freaking awesome. So there you go. Now you're good.
My good is I love how fleshed out these actual characters are. I like how they actually are people and actual teenagers with an attitude.
Three-dimensional people.
Not cookie cutter day of the day um show of the week kind of thing. Saved by the Bell sitcom shit like that.
Yeah.
And they were actually actually branched out how they were great. I love them. Bryan Cranston's great as Zordon. I'm actually watching again recently. I kind of grew to like Bill Hader's Alpha. I thought he was actually kind of enjoyable.
Sorry about that. I was on Twitter on my phone. So go on. Sorry.
And all in all, I actually do like the action sequences. I do like the when they actually do come together like as a team and all that team building shit. I love it so much. And I'm gonna agree that soundtrack is fucking great, especially certain songs in that
yeah, like Stand By Me and a few other ones.
Yeah. And I do like how this kind of jumpstart the love for Power Rangers at the time, because when they when they also had to combat during that fucking movie, not during the movie, during the release, they had to combat like Beauty and the Beast, Wonder Woman, and something else going on.
Hold on, let me check.
Basically, it wasn't much as a box office success. It still did pretty good in the box office. Okay, but yeah.
Well, the movies that was released opened alongside with was Life, Chips, and a movie called Wilson.
And they also
Beauty and the Beast,
and also the Beauty and the Beast remake.
Yeah, so it was hard to fight those. Yeah. Unfortunately, this movie did not make a lot of money. Okay, is that all you're good or?
Yep, the bad.
All right, here we go. The bad. Dathan or Kaboom, I am so sorry. I'm about to shit on part of this movie. Whole ass Taco Bell shit. The literal designs of the movie, like just the aesthetic of the movie, I absolutely did not like it at all. I didn't like it. It was too alien and it reminded me too much of the Michael Bay Transformers. Which I absolutely hate those movies with a burning passion. Kaboom should know. I think I went on a huge rant one day about how those movies pretty much nearly ruined cinema for me.
Oh,
um,
Transformers.
yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Okay.
I hear you all right.
Okay. Take a shot.
Take a shot. You take a shot.
I already did.
No, you did not. Anyway.
There you go.
Okay.
No, but another thing I didn't like about this movie, the another bad about this movie is it's definitely in this category. There's not a lot of action in this movie, and that's kind of a problem in my opinion. Um, I wish there was more scenes of them fighting putties or just doing something. Like I I appreciate and love the character development, but I just wish they found a way to even out, the character development and then action. It's not easy, so you know what? And I think the only other bad thing is the villains were kind of weak. So there you go. Okay, it's your bad.
I have to say this: the villains are definitely the weakest part of the movie. For me, I mean, Rita could have been done better. Goldar could have been done better, but
Goldar was done dirty.
I kind of wish they kind of teased more about the other villains and all that. But unfortunately,
Lord Zed.
yeah. Apparently, unfortunately, this movie got after when it came out, shit canned.
There was a sequel, but it got shit canned.
Yeah, but however, it's then around 2019, they actually were planning on rebooting it. Apparently, I don't know.
They've been trying to get a reboot going for so long and such.
And I gotta agree. Like the Zord designs are not that great. I said they're okay. The T-Rex is pretty much the most normal out of them.
The T-Rex looks awesome.
And the pterodactyl looks like a fire jet.
Yeah, it looks fine, I guess. But most of the other ones just didn't look good at all.
I do have some problems with the designs of the suit. Just like mainly, I like looking at the hands. I kind of wish they wore actual gloves and all that, or gauntlets. But
Right.
I don't know. It still looks pretty good. I like how they it's actual armor other than just skin tight outfits.
Spandex.
Yeah. I would also kind of say wish there was more action as well. But
Okay.
I guess they had to make what they had to do because they plan on doing a sequel. They plan on doing a sequel, but that didn't go sell so well.
Yeah, it's because the movie didn't make money, and that's how it is. That's how it goes.
Yeah. Um, that's pretty much it.
All right. Guess we'll then get to the ugly. This is I have only a couple uglies, not two.
Are you sure? You're gonna have a rant?
It's not a rant. No, no, no. No, no, no. Come on now. This isn't Turbo. No. The few things I didn't like, or the uglies. I actually think the suit designs are just downright awful. They're way too organic. They remind me of, again, it reminds me too much like the Transformers, the Michael Bay ones, where they're too alien. It's not,
Well,
it doesn't look functional.
I mean,
yes, they are alien,
they
but
are alien.
I know, but they're so alien that it's unrecognizable. Like, they don't want to respect the past and such. I think the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie had the best, like, nice medium. It looked like their suits looked like armor, but it still honored the Sentai and like the show. This movie, it took it to the way extreme, and I'm not a huge fan of it. Like, and then another thing that is downright ugly: no Bulk and Skull. What the hell? No Bulk and Skull. The best characters? Are you kidding me? Okay. And then my last ugly is Goldar was fucked over in this movie. They didn't even give him speaking lines. They turned him into a big old giant a goo monster, and I just don't think it worked. But that's really it, honestly, for uglies. That's all I'm gonna say. So that's my ugly. So what about you, Dathan? Or Kaboom? Yeah.
I'm early into the comments. So yeah, the alien aspect was cool, but they could have tried to come up with their own unique design, something different. I agree.
Agreed. I agree. I honestly, the design, maybe like a couple more, drafts would have been fine. But again, it's not a total, it won't change my grade as much anyway. You're ugly. Kaboom.
All right. My ugly. And that's it for tonight. All right, we're good. I'm just kidding.
You don't have an ugly for this movie?
No. Like, I actually do. I
at least have one.
I agree. I was wondering where the fuck is Bulk and Skull at. I thought that one of the bullies was Bulk or Skull.
No.
Oh. He just shows up and is never mentioned again.
He gets bitch slapped once, and he gets bitch slapped out of the movie.
Like, literally. Not really, but
pretty close.
I gotta say, the whole Rita shit was kind of... I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Her costume's okay. I kind of like the aesthetic of it. But all in all, her character is like, the actress tries at least to make what she can.
Yeah. And that's okay. In fact, I didn't see it as a problem with her. She was playing a character that was given to her, by the script. And she did it well enough. So, it's not a problem, in my opinion. I just wish that they did more with her. Anyway, this is your ugly, so.
I was about to say...
Keep going.
I was about to say, my also ugly is I mean, as much as I say like the suits don't bother me as much, it doesn't really bother me as much. I just kind of wish they did a little more with it, a little more armor. I mean, I'm kind of fine the way it is, but again, if there was actually a plan, there would have been a sequel or something like that. Maybe they could have their suits would have changed a little more.
They probably would have looked like the OG suits a little bit more,
or at least like kind of like, yeah.
So
that's pretty much all my ugly.
Yeah. So final grade. I'll let you go first.
I give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Really?
Basically the whole. I basically the whole them working together as a team, the soundtrack, and like really won me over. I like how they're like I like the characterizations. I like how it is. Some of the aesthetic choices are okay, but I guess they're just trying to be their own, trying to do their own thing. Yeah. even in like there's ups and downs, but hey, that's how movie business works. That's how we, I'm gonna be that guy, be like, and that's how Tony learns from his mistakes, kind of guy.
Yeah, pretty
Because
much.
Tony learns from his mistakes.
Most of the time. But yeah. Anything else on your final grade?
Krispy Kreme is delicious.
Everyone go to Krispy Kreme. We're not sponsored by
Oh, no,
them, but
no.
go there.
Or Dunkin', I don't care. I don't care where you go. Just any donut shop. Go to your local donut shop.
Yeah, if you gotta go to your local, please do so. All right. My grade. I will give it the same. 7.5. So the main thing is this movie has issues. A couple glaring issues.
Go on.
It's mostly like I said, it's the aesthetic and certain acting choices from the villains, and it's mostly choices from the director and mostly like the writer and such. Those are my issues. It's mostly the behind the scenes kind of stuff. But what really holds this movie up is the Rangers themselves. I keep saying it. This team is probably the most real team of teenagers with attitude I have ever seen. They are real people with real issues, real emotions, and you feel for them. Very few movies make me feel for the heroes and such, for a team of heroes, because a lot of times, a lot of superhero movies, a lot of team superhero movies, you have the main character and then you have the side characters that no one gives a fuck about. They're just there as window dressing. I'm looking at you, X-Men. We'll get to you someday, you little fuck.
Oh, whoa, calm down, calm down.
Sorry.
Calm down.
Sorry, I had
Ooh.
flashbacks of Dark Phoenix.
Breathe in, breathe out, breathe.
Sorry, I almost went into my old things I fucking hate persona for a second. Woo.
Oh, remember, that sona's toxic. Come on. Shh.
No. It died.
Ooh.
I buried it. Anyway, so this movie, the acting really does save it. Like, if the acting was at all subpar or crap, this movie, I think, would have failed even harder. But everyone is on point for the most part, and it's such a shame because I wanted to see the continued adventures of this team, but we never got it, and that's kind of disappointing. And I think it was a mixture of things. I think it was just because it was released at a wonky time, and also when this movie came out, Kaboom, you remember the Hunger Games, right?
Yeah, this was like around, like, I think this is when they were...
The young adult movies were just everywhere.
Yeah, I think this
Hunger Games, Maze Runner, all that shit
came out around that time. Hang on. Hold on.
I'm pretty sure it did.
Yeah. Let me look. Hold on.
He's getting the research out.
I mean, let's see. It was Power Rangers, Beauty and the Beast, Cherry Pop, the Disaster Artist came out. They were also had a battle with Wonder Woman and Spider-Man Homecoming around that time. Oh no. Decent film. Characterizations are good. If you want to, actual, you want Power Rangers to be more deep, I would recommend this film.
Definitely.
But that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah, really.
That decent film. solid
Very
acting.
much decent film. Very decent film. It's probably I like the first movie a little bit more, but only because it's way funnier to watch.
This is this
Um,
this the new this movie like is a second because I'm not looking at Turbo, but I'm not looking at back at Turbo. I can't go
Fuck
back.
Turbo. I ain't going back, motherfucker. You can't pay me to go watch that movie again. I watched it 3 times.
Yeah, the
It's like
Reese.
Loomis from fucking Halloween. I shot him 6 times. 6 times. But yeah. So that is our review for the Power Rangers movie 2017. Um, so our first, I guess you can quote unquote say trilogy. I don't know what the next movie is. Me and Bombert will talk about it.
I would like to continue more of these movie reviews.
We're gonna do more. We're just going to decide what's going to be the next movie. Honestly, I'm thinking a horror movie.
I was thinking more like yeah, we'll discuss it later.
Yeah, we'll discuss it. But next week, if we do have it, we will be talking about either, I believe it's Dragon Ball's, the Dragon Ball franchise or Warhammer. So
Yeah.
stay tuned for that. This is Big Iron.
And this is Kaboom. BombertKaboom.
Be good to yourselves, and we'll see you next week.
And also, it's morphin' time!
It's morphin' time!